The 6 days of funeral services for former President Jimmy Carter begins this morning around 10:15. He died on December 29th at 100 years old.
Today, President Carter's remains will leave Americus, brought to Atlanta to the Carter Center, where he will lie in repose until Tuesday. 11 Alive's Rebecca Lindstrom joins us from the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center, where President Carter's body is ahead of the motorcade to Atlanta. Rebecca, what can people expect there this morning?
Well, the community is invited to come out here to Phoebe Sumter in Americus, as well as stand along the motorcade route to show support for President Carter as well as his family. I know staff from the hospital as well as hospice that worked with him over the years will be here as his casket is moved from the hospital to the hearse. They want to have that moment of closure as they say their own goodbyes. I know that I had a chance to speak with Carter's personal physician, Dr. Michael Raines. He said that he was there as President Carter breathed his last breath. And he said in the past few months, Mr. Carter was still aware, even though he spent most of his time resting in his recliner or sleeping. But he says his final days were peaceful, surrounded by family.
He didn't complain, he didn't fuss about it, he didn't strike out at people, he just took everything in stride. But he had such a grit and determination, that's one reason why he lived so long in hospice. He didn't know how to give up.
The motorcade with the family is expected to arrive here at 10:15, and he has asked 9 agents from his current and former Secret Service team to serve as the pallbearers here. He says it is a position of honor for the 40 years of service that they gave protecting his life. And he said more than a security detail, he considered them friends. Now, these men will walk alongside the hearse as it leaves the medical center here, a symbolic gesture of their final protective detail. Live in Americus, Rebecca Lindstrom, 11 Alive News.
And all the years they spent together, Rebecca, thank you so much. This morning's motorcade will make its way from Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus through former President Jimmy Carter's hometown of Plains, Georgia, with a stop in front of his family's farm at 10:50 this morning. During that pause, the National Park Service will salute the late president and ring the historic farm bell 39 times. Of course, an honor for the 39th president. 11 Alive's Molly Oak is live along the procession route on Highway 280 between Americus and Plains there. So Molly, a cold morning, but I can't imagine anything would keep people away from an opportunity to be part of this historic morning.
No, this is something that everyone that I spoke with in Plains yesterday, Cheryl, said they absolutely do not want to miss. It's been a quiet morning so far. We've been out here for a couple of hours. We did just notice a couple of work trucks starting to put up signage along 280, directing people on where they can park to help with that viewing. But this, as you said, is something that people do not want to miss. So we are just a couple of miles away from Rebecca in Americus and just a couple of miles from Plains as well. And that's where I've been speaking with people over the past couple of days. Spoke with one woman yesterday who traveled 5 hours from Alabama to get to Plains. This is her first time visiting the president's hometown. She says she'll be up bright and early this morning to make sure she can pay her respects.
That's right. Well, it's just always been on my bucket list to see a presidential motorcade. Just I love all the pomp and circumstance of it, and I love that he served our country, and I want to be here to honor that.
Teresa also said she does expect for it to be an emotional morning, not only for her, but for everyone who is watching as they come to pay their respects. Now, as you all have heard, that motorcade starts in Americus at the medical center, and then it will pass us on 280 as it heads to Plains to Jimmy Carter's boyhood farm. Reporting live in Plains, Molly Oak, 11 Alive News.
Thank you, Molly. And we're also checking in at the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta, where the public will get a chance to pay respects this evening. Liza Lucas is live for us. Liza, the motorcade will stop at the state capitol this afternoon before coming to where you are at the Carter Center, where private service will take place. Walk us through that plan.
Good morning, Ariana. Yes, the pause at the Capitol will be around 3 p.m. and then by 4 p.m., as you mentioned, we'll have that private service for the Carter family and the Carter Center team here at the Carter Center in Atlanta. We know that that private service will include remarks from Chip Carter, the president's son, as well as his grandson, Jason Carter. The Morehouse Glee Club is expected to perform, and there's going to be a ceremonial portion as well. That's going to include the governor, Mayor Dickens, and leaders of both the Carter Center and Presidential Library. From there, the 39th president will lie in repose, and that is when the public will get a chance to pay their respects. That's going to take place from 7 p.m. this evening until Tuesday, 6 a.m. If you do want to come here to the Carter Center and join that, MARTA is offering a free shuttle from King Memorial Station starting at 6 p.m. Note this, you cannot bring any bags, purses, clutches, etc. Only diaper bags are the exception, and they will be searched. Throughout this week, we've been here on site talking with those visiting, and that includes the team at the Carter Center, who are an important part of the president's legacy. Sarah Johnson actually traveled with former President Carter multiple times and says he woke up every day ready to do the work around the world, and his love for this state was equally steadfast.
I think he really loved the city of Atlanta and the state of Georgia and Georgians, and that outpouring of love for him is coming back now. I really hope that people will have an opportunity to come and pay their respects if they wish. I know he would have loved to have people come and honor him and to honor the work that he's done for Georgia and for the U.S. for a long time.
And across the world, of course, as we've noted many times over, again, this is the chance that many who we've been speaking with say that they will be able to give back to the man, and Rosalind as well, who gave so many decades of service and love to this state and this country and the world. We should note that there are crowds expected to be here at the Carter Center. Several hundred people at a time will be able to line up inside, but do note the weather and dress and plan accordingly. And as a reminder, again, no pictures or videos will be allowed inside the Carter Center. Sending it back to you guys.
Thank you, Liza. And if you're planning to come pay your respects to the former president, MARTA is providing a free shuttle. As Liza mentioned, 11 Alive's traffic anchor Julie Smith has the details on what you need to know.
Julie Smith here. I want to remind you that MARTA is helping out with the events today surrounding former President Carter's funeral services. MARTA is providing a free bus shuttle today. It starts at 6 p.m. tonight and continues through 6 a.m. on Tuesday, January 7th. It starts at the King Memorial Station, takes you over to the Carter Center, and it will run every 3 to 5 minutes. Now, there is no free parking at the King Memorial Station, so you must take MARTA, the train, which is not free, over to King Memorial Station. Again, at that point, you can take that MARTA bus shuttle for free.
All right, Julie, thanks so much. We will bring you President Carter's services live starting this morning, 10 a.m. here on 11 Alive, also streaming on 11 Alive Plus. The app is free to download on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. And because we will be covering the former president's services live here on 11 Alive, we have an important programming note for you. Starting at 3 this afternoon, you can watch the NBC Sports International Motorsports Association preview on WATL. At 4 o'clock this afternoon, we'll also carry the PGA Century Golf Tournament on WATL.